FishAholic fam? Well, welcome back to another episode, or welcome to the channel if you're a first-time viewer. My name is Rich, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. And what we got going on for today is I just rode my Quiet Cat Warrior about a mile down the beach, and I might go even further. I'm not really sure, but I think we'll take a few casts here to start. And the conditions are like superb. We've got overcast, like whiteout, foggy conditions. The ocean looks great with some waves rolling in, lots of white water, and the water looks clean and clear as well. And I haven't been to this stretch in a couple years, so I'm excited to see what we can find. And I'm hoping we can get on a bite of striped bass or bluefish. And if you guys have been following along with the channel, you know that last fall I moved to Florida, and basically I wanted to come up and fish the Northeast, like New York, New Jersey. So I left like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I started my fishing mission along the East Coast, and I fished Sebastian, Jacksonville, Charleston for a couple days, and then I beelined it back up to Jersey here because of time concerns. But I've been up here now for like 2 weeks, and now we are gonna start our journey back south after today. So I think after today we might go to Maryland or Virginia to fish, or I might just go straight back to Charleston. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna fish our way back to Florida because that's currently where I live. But I'm originally from Jersey and lived in Montauk the last few years, for those of you that are first-time viewers and don't know. And yeah, we're just gonna try and get on a bite before we leave the area. So I'm really excited. It looks so good out there. So let's start plugging away and see if we can make something happen. So stay tuned. All right, I'm gonna start out with this 1.5 ounce FishAholic S&S squid bucktail, which are available in the link in the description up on my site if you want to help support the channel and check them out or pick them up. And I'm gonna start off by threading on one of the good old reliable Uncle Josh pork rinds, and I'm gonna chuck this in the surf for maybe 20-30 minutes in this first spot and see if we can get any strikes. Got a really nice trough right here, so that's why I decided to stop and hit this spot first. All right, so I'll probably take like 30 or 40 casts here in this first spot, and I'll probably work north about 50 yards or so, and then I'll fish back to the bike. And if we don't get any bites, then I'll hop back on the bike and keep going south. I'm gonna try and stay as mobile as possible until I get a bite that tells me that there's some fish in the area. We also might not find fish concentrated. We might just find fish scattered along the sand, cruising north and south. So, we might just have to stay on the move to have the best opportunity of putting our lure in front of one. No bites on white. I'm kind of tempted to maybe throw on a yellow bucktail. Damn, we got some big waves rolling in here today. Gotta make sure you have good footing, or they'll sweep you off your feet when they pull back out. Whew. Stripers really like this rough stuff though. Like, there's a really nice lip that I could see that drops off right where those waves break close to shore. And I guarantee you that's where, if we do get some bites today, that, I bet you that's where it'll probably happen. Fish love to cruise that lip. Any bait fish that gets tossed around in the waves right here then gets sucked back out and right into the mouth of a striper or a bluefish. Even fluke will sit right there. There's one. Right on the edge of the lip. Oh, I lost him. He came off. No, dude. Look at that. The pork rind got over the hook. Dang it, that was a nice fish. I can't tell what that was either. It could have been a big blue or like a slot-sized bass. Dang it. Like, that was like perfect timing too. Just as I was talking about the edge of the lip, that's like a spot usually like that where you always get bites, and I like to also just hang the lure there sometimes as the waves are pulling against the lure. You can hang it there, and that's what I did, and I saw that fish come in the wave and eat it. That was so cool. All right, I'm gonna make a switch to this 2-ounce green. I'm switching to a heavier size because I feel like these waves are getting a little bigger as the tide is getting a little higher, and they were pushing the lighter bucktails up to the surface more. With this 2-ouncer, I think we'll be able to stay down a little bit deeper in the strike zone. Oh, that white water looks juicy right there. Oh yeah. It's got a striped bass written all over it. Come on. Come on. I got a bite right away when I switched to the yellow. I'm hoping that I'll get, the same thing will happen with the green. There's a fish. Feels decent, but kind of hard to tell. He's got his head in that current as the waves are pulling out. It hasn't jumped yet, so I'm thinking striper. Woo! Stripers really are masters of the surf. They know how to use those waves when they go back out. But you got to know how to use the waves to pull them in. You wait for them to break, and then you, like, this wave's gonna come, and then I'm gonna pull. And there he is. Nice chunky slot size striper. I lost my finger protector. I would say that's probably like 28, 29 inches, maybe 30 if you pinch the tail. All right, down he goes with the waves. I don't want to get too close or I'm gonna get wrecked. Already got almost knocked off my feet twice now. Now, it could have been the color that just helped there, or it could have been the size of the bucktail. So I'm gonna take like, you know, a dozen or 2 dozen more casts with this. If we don't get another one, then I'll switch back to the yellow just to try it. But I'll, you know, try a 2-ounce yellow if I have it. If not, maybe I'll try a 2-ounce white or a 2-ounce pink. Those are all the colors of my bucktails. All field tested in the waters off Montauk last year. And it was amazing to see, like, you know, day to day, the difference in what color the striped bass or even the bluefish, what color they wanted. You know, if I wanted to catch less bluefish, there's another fish. If I wanted to catch less bluefish, I would put on, say, a green or a yellow, and you'd mostly just get the stripers. But some days, like, the stripers would only eat the white, so you'd have to kind of deal with the blues to get the bass. There's a little rat here, but we got him right on the edge of the lip, like where we had our first bite. Sweet. All right, I'm having fun. Look at these waves. You gotta really hold on. Huh, well, I just took a lot of casts, and it doesn't seem like the fish want the bucktail anymore, or maybe they moved out of here. Yeah, I don't know. But we're not catching any fish or getting any bites. And I'm gonna try throwing on this big Yozuri popper. Should be able to cover a lot of water with that and imitate a adult bunker that's injured on the surface, and maybe we'll get a bite. Wow, there's a fish. Oh, I lost them, dang. First cast with the popper. You see that whitewater way out there? That's where we got the bite, right in there. Maybe that was just a little bluefish or something. It didn't seem that big. All right, well, a little update for you. It's been a while since our last bite that was on the popper, and it's about 9:30 now. We started fishing at like 5, and it was definitely better early on, and when we were further to the north where we started, because since that last bite, I also moved like 3 or 4 more times to the south, and nada, you know, and I've been throwing every plug in the bag, and I just can't buy another bite. So I think what we should do is hop back on the bike and head back to the north, and go back to that same area that we had some action. And also, I noticed that I think I read the tide wrong. You know, I was really tired this morning. I must have read it on the wrong date on the app, because it was saying that it was supposed to be high tide around like 10 a.m. or 10:30, but this water has definitely dropped out, and you can even see the watermarks. So when we got here, the water was coming up to like where my bike is right now. So yeah, so I think that has played a major factor in why the bite kind of dwindled and went away. But maybe if we stick it out just a little bit longer, you know, this tide is probably going to switch around and start coming in, and we could get maybe you know, some good action on the actual incoming tide. So I think we got those stripers on the beginning of the outgoing, or like the middle of the outgoing. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out, I guess, a little bit longer until we get at least like 1 or 2 more fish. Like, that's all I want before we head out of here. So let's hop on the bike and go for a ride. No bites on the shed. There's one. On the white bucktail. It's crazy. First cast too. I love when they're like that pale sandy color. So cool. Alright, well, I think that is about a wrap. We fished for an additional hour after that last striper, and unfortunately not a touch. And the setup that I'm using today was the 9-foot Dark Matter Surf Series spinning rod, which you can check out in the link in the description and pick up from J&H Tackle. And the reel that I'm using today was a number 7 Visser, spooled with 30-pound Power Pro braid. And I'm using a 40-pound mono leader right now, but when we first started I was using a 40-pound fluoro, but I ran out of it, so I switched to mono, and that could have made a difference with why we didn't get many bites, because come to think of it, after I switched and put on the mono leader, we stopped getting the bites. But no, in hindsight, I think that really it was just the tide. You know, I know I said it was incoming when we first got here, but it was really outgoing. I didn't look, the tide chart I don't think is correct, actually. I looked at it before and I thought I looked at the wrong date, but I looked at the right date, and it says that it should be high tide like right now, but the water is way out. And when we got here, the water was washing up over this little sand hill here behind us. So I don't know why the tides are incorrect today on the chart that I'm reading, but it is what it is. And right now, like the sandbar out there, it's only like a foot, 2 feet, it looks like. And there's plenty of water in the trough, but you know, I just think that when the tide dropped out, you know, it brought out any of the fish that were in here earlier with it. So it is what it is. I'm content with the little bit of action that we got on, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for more. And until the next video, live to fish, fish to live.